Hi guys, welcome to my channel, and today we will talk about second semester assignments for the subject operations management, and this is applicable for September 2023 cycle. This is not a regular cycle. This is a backlog cycle, and only those students who have not cleared their subject operations management in the previous cycle, uh, due to multiple reasons, maybe they have not uploaded their assignments, or maybe they just get a copy case, or even if they are not able to clear up their exams also, then also they will get an option to upload the assignments. It's purely your discretion. If you have not cleared the exam, then you get an opportunity to submit your assignments again. There is a possibility that you will gain higher marks than the previous one, and even if you get the lower marks, then the best of two will be considered. So if you are having any backlog for this particular subject, I would recommend to upload the assignments as well. Maybe you will gain 1 or 2 marks additional. That's totally your call. So this particular subject is not visible for all the students, only for the students who have not cleared this exam. This particular subject will get the option, so don't worry if you are not getting this particular option in your assignments on your portal, then it's a good thing. Otherwise you can refer to this video to just see what content to be written, how the things to be written to gain more marks, what page numbers to be referred from the book, or what additional content you can just write from the book or from some other sources. Maybe you can refer from Google. So if we talk about this particular assignment, then we are having the internal assignment applicable for September 2023 examination. We are having the three questions: first, second, third A and third B. Each question carries 10 marks. Third question is having two parts: 3A and 3B, 5 marks. And the word count is around 1000 words, plus minus 10%. It's totally applicable. If we talk about the operations management, it's a mix of both the things, where you can just refer from the book and you need to write few stuff by using your brains, or maybe you can just Google out to get the answers. So let's jump to our questions and see what content or what page numbers to be referred from the book. Let's talk about the first question. List down and briefly explain the various types of inventories along with the techniques of how to manage each. Identify at least three inventory management techniques applicable to pick up point stores of a large retail business operator with reasoning for the same. Explain how each technique contributes to the effective management of inventories for pickup point of the stores. Assume several inventories of your choice. So the question comes with the two things. The very first thing is they are asking a very generic statement, like you need to explain the different types of inventories and the techniques, or you can just need to explain any three inventory management techniques. Then comes the second part where you are talking about some okay, they have provided you a case study like a large retail business operator where they are having the multiple pickup points. Because like if I talk about any big bazaar, or maybe you can say Reliance store, then the operations happen at the different places. They have different stores even in different cities, metro cities, non-metro, tier 2, tier 3 cities. So we need to talk about the management of inventories happening at those different stores. So let's see what page numbers you can just refer. So page number 166 and 167. If I talk about the question talks about the inventory planning. You can just refer to inventory planning and the types of inventory, right? So just going to the page number 167. So if I talk about the types of inventory, then we are having the seasonal inventory, we are having the decoupling inventory, we are having the cyclic inventory, we are having the pipeline inventory, we are having the safety stock. So these are the different types of inventories, and prior to that you can just give a basic example like what is the inventory all about. You can just use this inventory planning. So in this in the book you can get only this material, right? And then after that you need to relate it with your store. Like if I talk about the seasonal inventory, right? If I am talking about any retail store, then there are few things which are coming in the summers, which some are coming in the winter. So it depends and it varies based on the seasons, right? If I talk about the decoupling inventory, so decoupling mostly involves at the manufacturing systems, so you can skip this part. Cyclic inventory, like a continuous cycle, or you can say the average consumption of few of the products are happening, so you can refer to cyclic inventory. If I talk about the pipeline inventory, then it leads to the inventory where organizations carry in the long run due to non-zero lead time for the order and transport, so you can just refer to this. Safety stock, you can say it's a buffer stock or the additional stock which you need to keep, so you can just refer any two or three out of this. You can refer to three out of this and relate it more towards the store, where the store locates at different places, right? If it happens at a single place, then it's very easy to get the stock from the manufacturing unit. But here, suppose if I talk about the manufacturing unit is at Bangalore location, or maybe you can say at Mumbai location, and your store, or maybe you can say any remote store is at Gujarat or maybe in Rajasthan, then it will take some time to bring the inventory from the warehouse to your place. You need to keep some buffer stock so that the customers won't get impacted, so you need to take care of all these things. That's why the inventory planning and the inventory management comes into the picture. So in this way you can just relate the stuff with the question case study and write in the question number first. Now moving to our question number second, define the theory of constraints and its key principles. Using an example of any synchronous manufacturing system, identify a bottleneck in the production process and define how the theory of constraints can be applied to address this bottleneck. Also describe how the concept of drum buffer rope can be used to optimize the production scheduling and improve overall system performance. So here it's a mix of multiple things. We need to talk about the theory of constraints, we need to talk about its key principles, we need to talk about synchronous manufacturing system, we need to talk about its bottleneck, we need to talk about the drum buffer rope system. So almost 5 or 6 items, line items you need to specify in this particular question. Make sure the word limit is 1000 words, go till 1100, don't exceed to this, just restrict your words as per the overall answer count, word count. Now refer to the page number 245, 246, 247, 248, where we are talking about the theory of constraints, principles via analogy of marching soldiers. We need to talk about the synchronous manufacturing, we need to talk about the various constraints, and we need to talk about the drum buffer rope methodology. Page number 245. So just going to the page number 245. So firstly, where it's mentioned that we need to talk about according to the theory of constraints, we need to talk about to understand the principles. We need to talk about the analogy of marching soldiers. Don't write much. Just stick to 150 or 200 words. Don't go exceed to this. After that, we need to talk about the synchronous app manufacturing, where the theory of constraint to scheduling and operations control may happen. So you need to talk about this. Then the various constraints in the manufacturing system, maybe you can just choose any one or two out of this. After that comes as the drum buffer rope DBR methodology, and you need to relate it with the previous bottleneck. So this is the way how you need to write your second question. So much stuff is available, just make sure don't write everything, just understand the concept and write a few words out of it. Now moving to our third question. The third A question states, again in third question we are having only 3 and 3B. Don't write 3 and then 3 and 3B because third question has 0 marks, 3A is of 5 marks, 3B is of 5 marks, right? So third is a common case study, or you can say a common question, and they just pull two parts to A and B, and you need to write the answers only for that A and B part, right? The facilities management department is a good example, wherein the operations involve the integration of the core operations function to be coordinating and working in sync with other departments. With reference to the healthcare sector, discuss the following aspect of operations in a big multi-specialty hospital setup. Explain the role of operations management in their interface with other functions in the hospital facilities management. Give relevant examples. So here we need to talk about the operations happening, the functions of the various operations which happen normally. If you refer to the book, in book mostly it refers to the manufacturing unit or it relates to some factory. We need to talk about the hospital. The sector is the hospital sector. So it's clearly mentioned it's a multi-specialty hospital. So we need to talk about the different operations. So operations means the different functions and how the operations management put role comes into play in respect to the overall hospital management. So he need to take care of the different specialties, he need to take care of the staff, he need to take care of the patients, he need to take care of the various cleaning mechanism, he need to talk about the security, he need to talk about the finances, he need to talk about the HR, he need to relate all these functions all together to work it to make it happen and to work it in a regular fashion. So this is the way we generally talk about the operations, or you can say the operations manager. So we need to refer to the page number 10, 12 and 14. 12 says 10 says about the operations as a key functional area, then we need to talk about the operations management, then we need to talk about the various functions, then relate the pointers with reference to the hospital facility management. Going to the page number 10, I think it's not page number 10. Okay. So firstly, we are talking about the operations as a key functional area, right? So it's mentioned as a key functional area. So we need to talk about the operations, and operation, as we mentioned, it's related to the finance, it's related to the HR, even it's related to the sales and marketing, right? So if I talk about the multi-specialty number of hospitals, so you need to see the how HR functions, what are the various finances, are we marketing the hospital in a proper manner so that it won't go into the losses. So operations, the role of operation manager comes into the picture for all these three scenarios. Not only three scenarios, but there are a number of scenarios which comes into the picture. Then operations management as an overall system perspective, it's not only a single role which comes into the picture, it's the overall system perspective. So system is the multi-specialty hospital. Then we need to talk a little bit about operations management functions, the various functions like categorizing them under the different issues. Then we need to classify the long term and the short term issues. So you need to relate more towards the, like if we talk about the support, supply chain, forecasting, continuous improvisation, the maintenance. So you need to relate all this stuff with respect to hospital management. Yeah, right. This is not only we need to talk about some warehouse, or we are talking about any manufacturing unit. If I talk about forecasting, so forecasting means the number of patients will be coming in next year or next to next year, so that you can have enough beds available, or the enough operation theaters, or maybe enough doctors to manage, or maybe enough ICUs or rooms available if more and more patients come into the picture. Operations planning and control, how all the things will be controlled. If I talk about the supply chain management, so the supply of the syringes, or you can say the various items which are being used for any operation, or the medicines are readily available or not. The maintenance management, if you build a hospital, it needs to be maintained, it needs to be cleaned properly on timely basis, otherwise the patients stop coming to that particular hospital. So it should be properly maintained. The continuously improvement of the operations, definitely with the improvisation, the technology, new things come into the picture, the advancements come into the picture, how you can just improvise your hospital, various hospital functions using some AI ML techniques. So we need to talk about towards the multi-specialty hospital. So just keep in your mind that when you are talking about the various functions, relate all the stuff, don't write generic statements, because in this book it's more towards the warehouse system, right? Make sure you write towards the keeping the hospital, multi-specialty hospital in your mind. Even if you talk about the single specialty or any specialty hospital, then also it's fine. Talking about the third B question, define quality and list and discuss in brief the various dimensions of quality in hospital facility management. So it's very straightforward, where we need to talk about the concept of quality and the 8 dimensions of quality proposed by the Garvin. So going to the page number 201. So it's the direct definition, you can just write it down. Then we need to talk about the these 8 dimensions, like the performance, features, reliability, conformance, durability, serviceability, aesthetics, safety, and other perceptions. Make sure you can write these generic statements, but try to relate it again with respect to the hospital, right? So this is all about third B question. I think all the questions are pretty much clear and you are aware what needs to be written and what page numbers you can refer in respect to the assignment operations management. And still, if you have any doubts or facing any issue, feel free to just connect to me at ngasc.mba@gmail.com. And if you like this video, do like, do comment, and stay connected to my channel for further videos for this particular semester or for the upcoming semesters. Thank you so much.